We on the hills, man. It's dose. It's dose. Hey, let's get it. I got that pride in me. I got that dog in me. I got my dogs with me. You know where you can find me. I got that pride in me. I got that dog in me. I got my dogs with me. You know where you can find me. Hillside. 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 Check me out. Let's go. Look, leaving no doubt, going all in. Business and ladies keep calling. Look at my schedule, it's filled in. For the right price, we can make sense. Never been a fan of the hate. Protect myself thanks to the maker. On the grind, call it running routes. Moving real smooth while we counting paper.
Hillside, 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 hillside. Hillside, 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 hillside. What you know about them bears? All the ops we running through. Sylvan Hills, what it do? Winning, what we gonna do? I'm a ball hog, got swift attack. I've been a winner, I stick to that. Team player, been a Mac, recognize past, then get the sack. Bears grinding at the line of scrimmage. Do our thing, see the end zone. Fourth quarter, it's time to finish. We coming hard, bring the win home. Big hit energy, chewing up all the ops like raw bait. All for one, we fight together. Let's win conference, get all state. Game day and I feel fine. To the fight, we will ride. Sylvan Hills, Bill Black will feel better. Know the deal on that hillside, man. Hillside, 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 hillside. Hillside, 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 hillside. What you know about them bears? All the ops we running through. Sylvan Hills, what it do? Winning, what we gonna do? Handle business Friday night, that's what it's time to do. Until we gone, we gon' represent that white and blue. Handle business Friday night, that's what it's time to do. Till we gone, we gon' represent that white and blue.
Oh, we are back. We are better than ever. Thank you for joining us here. Jay Burr in the booth, bringing it to you live from Bill Blackwood Field here at Sylvan Hills Stadium as we get you set for the 2024 Bears football season. Couldn't ask for a better night. And, guys, it is just a heck of a night out here. We've got the Sylvan Hills Bears taking on the BB Badgers. Again, this is some preseason action, so this one doesn't exactly count, but you still kind of want to see what both these teams are made of. I know on the Sylvan Hills side, they are looking to bounce back from last year. As many might remember, and we're only going to mention this once, it was a tough one last year. 0-10 on the season last year, but we are looking to potentially improve on that as we get into the season here. So that all starts this evening. I wouldn't expect to see a whole lot of fireworks out of this team tonight, but it's one of those things. You never know what's going to happen, but again, I think you're going to see a pretty vanilla offense, pretty base defense. Jay Burr with you here, joined here by my colleague, going to be in action. Chris Goodman will be on the color for us this evening. Chris, I guess, it's hard to say or really give any kind of analysis, especially after a year like last year. You go 0-10. Again, it's a little bit of a rebuild out here. You're in year 2 of that rebuild. You're in year 2 of Coach J.J. Hull's tenure here. So what do you kind of expect, not only out of tonight, but also to when it comes to the big picture of the full season?
Well, tonight, you want to kind of set the tone for the season. It may be just a scrimmage game, but to a lot of these guys, it's more than that. It's a chance to, maybe some first-year starters want to get some actual in-game action. And you said it, we may not see a full offense tonight, may not see a full defense. So a lot of these guys, it's limited action to kind of fine-tune what they want to do this year. Coaches can kind of fine-tune what they want to do this year. I know Coach Hull is really ready to begin year 2. There's, sadly, there's only one way up from last year, and that's up. And I think Coach Hull, he's got something to prove this year, and that's a dangerous situation for other teams when you have a coach that's ready to prove something.
Well, and I would imagine, too, that from a player standpoint, hey, let's cut loose. Like you said, you can only go one direction from an 0-for type of season, and it all starts here tonight at Bill Blackwood Field here, Sylvan Hills Stadium. Again, Sylvan Hills hosting the BB Badgers in their benefit game. Normally teams get one of these in the preseason now. One of the more recent additions that the AAA has allowed teams to do. I, for one, big fan of these things. You get to hit somebody else. You kind of look at it from the viewpoint of, like Hard Knocks. You get to hit someone else. And that's always good. You want to see what you're made of. You tend to, when you see your guys day in, day out, you tend to pick up on little tendencies, things of that nature. But it's always fun to go out there and knock heads with someone else.
Yeah, you're definitely right. It is a chance to go out and hit somebody else, and it's also a chance, as I see some other coaches from some other schools walk by us here.
I just noticed that.
You get a chance to come out and get a little extra early scouting. So, that kind of goes back to what we said earlier. Hopefully we don't show too much on the offensive and defensive side. But it's a wonderful thing, these extra games, because it helps so much as a coach and as a player get ready for your season.
Now, you deal with some of the big boys here when it comes to playing football. These type of environments, as a player, as a coach, like we said, we're likely going to see a bit of a vanilla offense, vanilla defense. But what are you really looking for, not only as a player but also as a coach? I mean, is it more, hey, let me work on technique against a guy who hasn't picked up on my tendencies? Let me make sure my footwork's right, the hands are in the right place, things like that? Yeah,
so, me personally, these in my level of football, we look for guys to set themselves apart. You're pretty much going through spring practice, summer practice, and fall practice. You know who your set 22 is. Now you want to find another maybe 10 to 15 guys that can step in and take, say a running back goes down. Okay, you've got another running back or two that can come in. You lose an O-lineman, how good are you going to be there? A wide receiver goes down, how good are you going to be there? Defense, you want a ton of depth because, your offense is going to be your offense, but defense is what wins championships. So you got to have almost a whole nother 22 on that side if you're able to come in and still take over a game if it's needed.
And even from a coaching standpoint, just from what what you've experienced, you experience an 0-10 type of year. What's even the approach coming into a season like this? I mean, like we've all said it kind of a couple times now. There's nowhere to go but up.
Right.
But going 0-10 in a year and losing in just some of the just gut-wrenching ways that we saw Sylvan Hills lose last year, I mean, it's got to be not only a hit to the ego, but you have to kind of think, man, what are we doing? What else can we possibly do? And coming into a new season, there's always new hope on the horizons, things of that nature. But, knowing that that's in the background, and if something doesn't go right early on in the year or even in a scrimmage game, you have to think those thoughts start creeping back in a whole heck of a lot quicker than maybe last year.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of things you learn from a season like that. You learn a lot about yourself. You learn about the character of your team, of your locker room. And you learn, and this is kind of controversial, and when I say this, people hate it, but you learn how to lose. And what I mean by that is you learn, okay, we lost that game, but now we know how to look forward and move past that. It's not we lose, I'm going to dredge on it, I'm going to sit on it, and then you lose. You can't let last year affect you this year. It's a brand new year. So you kind of, and it's so controversial when I say it, people hate it, but you learn how to take a loss. Okay, last season happened. Now it's this season. All we got is in this locker room right now. They got a lot of key players coming back, a lot of new guys showing up, a great-looking roster, a great-looking team. We just saw them out here.
Yeah.
And it's time to, move forward. Learn. We learned. Now let's implement it and move forward.
Okay, you brought up the look. I mean, I might be a little biased here, but nothing really beats blue and white, the combination on a football field. But that's just me. I'm up here in the booth. You know what I'm saying? And you did mention that it's a pretty young team, a team loaded with sophomores. We'll try to get you an official count at some point here. And obviously the roster's still in flux. But just glancing at it, I mean, a lot of sophomores, a lot of juniors, so not a huge senior class. There are some key cogs that are seniors this year, namely one of them being Josiah Rainey, the speedster. We heard all about him in the spring, during the track and field season, just tearing up the track. So he's always going to be a weapon that you have to look for. I guess going into this year, too, is that necessarily a bad thing, not having a lot of that senior leadership? I mean, you've got a lot of juniors. They experienced what it was last year. You got a lot of sophomores. That 8th and 9th grade teams from last year really looked good in what they did. So how do all those things kind of mix together, or is this just going to be kind of one of those things where it's like, well, let's just see where the chips fall?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of both. So having a young team, you're able to kind of mold and, put in your game plan a little bit more moving forward. There's not a lot of guys that maybe remember last year or the last couple of years.
Or at least don't want to remember.
Right, and we joke about last year, but it happened. And, I'm proud that Coach Wool's still here and still leading this football team. Me and you both went to Sylvan Hills, so we
sure did. Class of 2002, let's go.
Well, I'm class of 2015.
Oh,
so,
man.
So I'm a little more recent.
Class of 2002, let me say it like that.
But, I love Sylvan Hills. I love the school, and I'm excited to see where it can move forward. And so, having these young guys and a lot of names that we'll get to say for the next couple of years, that's how you really start the trend upward. That first year is always difficult, no matter where you go, unless you go to Bama maybe. It's always going to be difficult that first year. So now you've got your first year out of the way. Now it's time to get rocking and rolling.
Well, and also, too, I think a lot of people look at the X's and O's, not so much maybe the Johnnies and the Joes, and there was a bit of a culture change with Coach Hool from Coach Hill, and there are times where that does take some time to implement, or it's like, hey, you were able to do X, Y, and Z in the previous leadership, now we're going to do A, B, and C, and I guess from your experiences, that's not necessarily something that just happens overnight.
Right. No, and it's not. Sometimes it can, sometimes it doesn't. I will say, seeing the number of players that were out here, just the sheer size of the roster lets me know that the things are headed in the right way. Guys want to be here, they want to play here, and that's something that was kind of maybe lost. We won't touch too much on the past staff or anything like that, but sometimes things just happen and guys don't want to play. But now it looks like Coach has a great-looking roster out there, and they might be young, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, but a great team out there to build on. It starts tonight playing a BB team that's pretty decent. They've got ball players out there. So if you're able to go out here and make some plays, get some confidence going into week 0, next week, football season's already upon us, going into week 0.
Let's go.
And get things accomplished and going here. I know Coach Tipton, the athletic director, I believe he's still the athletic director.
Still the AD, yeah.
Still over here at Sylvan Hills. He was my O-line coach when I played here.
Oh, Lord.
He
was our receivers coach when I was there.
Really?
Oh, if that says anything.
Well, we're starting to age Coach Tipton. We better be quiet. But he's done a great job building not only a great junior high staff, but a great high school staff. And I think Sylvan Hills football is on the up for the next decade.
Yeah.
Man. They look great.
And I think that is something that does get lost, especially with Sylvan Hills, not quite having the program that you hear, across the state. I mean, everybody knows about the Mike Malham Cabot teams. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows about Warren, about Nashville. And I think some of the big keys to those programs is they run the same things at that 8th grade, 9th grade level. So by the time you get up to the high school and the varsity team, hey, we're all speaking the same language. Yep. And to me, that's got to be huge when it comes to the development. And even, as you mentioned, the whole, hey, progressing this thing forward, because this is just stuff we've been doing forever.
Right.
And now you're applying it and you're bigger and faster.
Yeah, and I think that's something that Sylvan Hills is starting to do now is implement it. The further, like you said, the further back you can go and you can start coaching these guys, the better they'll become as they move up. I mean, we just saw the 9th grade team, I believe it was, play, and they looked great, but those guys have been together, and if you can keep a class together until they're seniors, you'll have an amazing football team. I know my class coming up, Trajan Doss, Marlon Clemens, all those guys, we stayed together for a while, and by 2015, that season didn't end how we wanted it to because of a key injury, Trajan, but we played excellent football because we had been together so long, and then the classes after us played amazing. So if you can just keep guys together and keep going up, that's the only direction you can go is up.
Yeah, at this point here. Clock about to hit the zeros here, so we're about to get this thing started here. Do want to quickly shout out one of our big sponsors here, Arkansas Field Services. If you need anything done with your baseball field, any kind of playing surface, give those guys a call. They do wonderful, wonderful work. They are one of our big sponsors here, and we certainly do appreciate them. As we are getting set here to bring the players out, believe we're doing the whole the light show and the whole smash here tonight, trying to make it a bit of a game atmosphere because you do want to have your players set to go. You don't want to have those deer in the headlights looks in week 0 when they take on Maumelle. Maumelle going to be a very good team once again this year, loaded with D1 level athletes, and and even kind of looking ahead on the season, this team with a pretty tough non-conference schedule. So your first 3 games are right out the gate: Maumelle, Russellville, Valonia. Before we get into the scrimmage here, how do we think that the non-conference season looks right now?
Well, it's going to be some good, challenging games to get ready for the regular season. I'm glad they're playing Valonia again. That was always a great rivalry game when I was in high school here. And going down 107, then coming down 107. Yeah, I used to call it a game of 2 turns because all you had to do was turn off onto 107, then turn off at Valonia, or vice versa.
Right.
Them coming here, so that'll be a good game. Russellville, I don't know a whole lot about because I've never been out there in my broadcasting career. But then Maumelle, that's another little rivalry with Sylvan Hills. That'll be a very good team. Coach Maupin's doing wonderful over there. So that may be a chance for week 0. These Bears to come out and shock. Not necessarily shock the 5 or 6A rather, but come out, beat Maumelle, and get the season off on the right foot.
There you go. And then just going through the schedule the rest of the way here for the conference season. End of September, they're at Marion, against Benton, El Dorado, at West Memphis, Jonesboro, Sheridan, and then finish up the season at home against Catholic. So obviously, just on the surface and with turnover the way it is at the high school level, it can be a little different. Kind of what do you think? What are you thinking about here? I mean, obviously you want to get 1, because you're already way better than last year. But I see, and especially from last year, that we talked about earlier, just some gut-wrenching losses last year. Just some ones where they just fumbled at the end or just couldn't come up with a key play at a key moment in a lot of games there towards the end. And then just once the snowball got rolling, you just couldn't stop it. But I think looking at that schedule, semi-favorable, maybe they've got 2 or 3 wins in there, which, again, I think would be massive steps considering where they've come from.
Well, and you said it, a couple of games where, things didn't roll your way. You learn how to go through that and change it this year.
As we get set here to open up the 2024 season, again, this is the benefit game. It's preseason. This one doesn't really count, but we are here. We are playing football. Football's back, and that is all that really matters. Heading out for the coin toss for the BB Badgers. You see it there. Number 7, Jackson Edwards. Number 3, Mason Harbin. And number 6, Brenton Brassfield. For the Sylvan Hills Bears, we see number 4, Colin Billings. And I believe that is number 2, Braylon McPhee, who will be captaining tonight's affair. BB Badgers, traditionally one of those teams that likes to hit. Yeah. I remember having played them. I've been around, the high school game for a long time. They remind me a lot of those teams. Newport, another one of those teams that comes to mind. That just they hit and they hit heavy, yep. and you always felt it, no matter what. Even if you were in the stands, man, you just felt some of those hits, and you kind of like to have a little bit of that physicality, even in an atmosphere like this where. You're not necessarily trying to win the game per se. You're more working on certain things, getting your game flow right. But you do like to link up against some physicality.
Yeah, well, no offense to BB, I don't like them because my senior year they beat us our senior night. So I've felt the sting of BB's physicality for the last almost 10 years now. So but they are a great team to get ready for. They are physical. BB's one of those towns where they start, in youth football and start building the program up there. So, they're a great team to play against. A lot of good talent out there. I remember last year they were a great team. When I was with Robinson and we played them, they were good. So this should be a good test for Sylvan Hills.
That's the kind of non-bias commentary you're going to get this year. I hate BB. That's what I'm talking about, Chris.
Well,
that's
again,
what you're going to get this year with this crew.
It's no offense to anybody from BB, but you beat somebody on their senior night, they're not going to like you very much.
They're not going to care for you too much. Nothing personal, but we don't like you. Sorry about you. Now, just for those tuning in, usually with the scrimmages, no kickoffs. Normally, it's just take the ball at 30. We'll probably be declaring punt. I know they did that in the 9th grade game where they would just boot, air quoting here, boot it 40 yards from where the spot is, and then that's kind of your change of possession. So that'll be kind of the format that we will have here tonight. And let's get this thing started here. Manning things back there for the Badgers. Number 3, Mason Harbin will be your main guy. Looks like Madden Harbin back there for the Badgers in the running back position. So you've got the brotherly connection back there, which is always fun to see, no matter what team, hate it or not. You always like to kind of see some brothers really be the main guys on the team.
Yeah, and if this is the same QB from last year, he can really spin it too, so our DB's got to be ready.
Sends it in motion, handoff up the middle. Bears immediately find the play there, losing helmets even. I believe that tackle was made by Ryan Parham. Slight gain there, about a 1-yard gain. BB looking to go pretty quick here early on in that pistol formation. Slight motion. Harbin out. He throws it. Hitting number 7, Jackson Edwards.
I think it was Joseph Thompson on the tackle.
Looks to be a minimal gain there. Bringing up third. Looks like about 6. So Sylvan Hills with the early advantage here. Let's see if they can stop them on third down. I do know last year those third downs, especially on defense, were just an Achilles heel for this team. You mentioned it. You want to see what the DBs can do, especially with a quarterback that can spin it. Takes the snap, pitches out wide. Great defense there. 1-on-1. That is number 6, Josiah Rainey. You're going to hear his name an awful lot this year.
Yeah, coming up, that was back-to-back. Thompson and Rainey there, both DBs making great open field tackles to keep the Badgers behind the line of gain. You love that.
And that was another thing. Again, we're going to harp on some of these little things that we see here, but Sylvan Hills had a tendency to let guys get wide last year. You really like to see the containment. You saw Rainey stay at home on that one. So some early technique things that we're going to kind of point out here. BB declaring punt. So they will turn the ball over on downs in essence here.
And a 3-and-out to start your first game of football is pretty great.
You like to see that. You like to see them come out jacked up. They were juiced, looked physical. Granted, it was 3 downs. We'll see what this offense can do. Again, last year, this offense, very good, very, very good in the first quarter, tended to fall off after that. So, again, you want to kind of see just what they made of. There was plenty of speed back there, and you want to see them try to take advantage of it back there. You see Tyler Hampton back there taking the snap. I believe they pistol formation as well. Can't see the number on our running back here, but the snap, handoff, the quick spin, ball is out, but Sylvan Hills with the recovery. That's number 21, Malachi Sherwin. Looks like the recovery was made by offensive lineman Landon Toney there. So Johnny on the spot with it. Did get a little loose with that ball there, but did manage a 3-4 yard gain.
Yeah, and he gave the spin move, maybe excited to make a play out there, and just lost the football. He knows not to do it again, though. That's the good thing.
Pistol formation again for the Bears. Drew him off. And that'll be an offsides call. As number 77 for BB. That's Eli Osmond. Getting a little overzealous. Spots the Bears a free 5. Brings up 2nd and 3. And we'll see what the Bears have up their sleeve. Again, in the pistol formation, 2 out wide to the left, 1 right. Handoff, and there's some room. Bounces it outside. And number 21, Malachi Sherwin, gets out of bounds. Forced out. Looked like that was number 7, Jackson Edwards. But not before a huge gain. 25 yards on the carry. And, again, that's what I allude to. Sylvan Hills got a little more abundance of speed this year. You want to see what they can do with it. Again, we're not going to probably see a whole lot of variation with that speed, but you like to see basic plays bust out.
Yep.
Quick swing pass out there to Nigel Casey for the short gain. Keeps him in bounds. Minimal gain there. Looks to be no gain, actually. That'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and on that last run, you saw a little physicality out of Sylvan Hills. The left side of the O-line blocked down really good there, and you got a great receiver. I think it was Casey who gave a great block on that run play.
And you like to see wide receivers throwing the body around. I know I played wide receiver, loved blocking. I know wide receivers do love to catch the ball. Wild snap there. And Tyler Hampton falls on it, but on after a huge loss all the way back to the midfield marker. So we are looking at 3rd and basically what amounts to a bus ride here. The exact number, though, looking to be about 25. So not quite midfield. So they do stay on the BB side of the field as they are on the 48-yard line. But another thing that I think the Bears did struggle with a little bit last year were some of those snaps in that pistol, in that shotgun formation. Sylvan Hills going full wide open here. 5 wide receivers, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. And here comes BB with the blitz. Hampton lets it go, finds the seam. And Nigel Casey could not come up with it. Hit him in the hands. But it did look like the BB defender was there pretty much at the same time as the ball. Falls incomplete, brings up 4th down. It does appear that the Bears will declare punt. So no points exchanged. What do we think of that first drive there, Chris?
I mean, it was a great first drive until the bad snap, and that's just one of those things that can set you back. But, it could be, first-year offensive line, possibly, first-year center. I know I played center and a little left tackle, so I know when you're real jittery and you have to snap the ball, it can be a little difficult sometimes in your first game. But they showed signs of being a good offense there. You wish the receiver would catch the ball there, but that's one of those plays. Maybe the quarterback leads them a little more outside, and he's gone for a touchdown. But they showed signs of being great.
I say it's a game of inches, and those were the inches that were there. BB, 3 receivers, very far left. Hand the ball up the middle, though. The defensive line, though, not having any of it. As that is number 9 for BB. Madden Harbin. Tacklers led the way by, we'll give it to number 52, Cameron Johnson there, but it did seem like a host of Bears. And really, I think you like to see that, especially out of your front 7, gang tackling around the line of scrimmage. Harbin drops back, sets up the screen, almost picked off. Oh, that was Zayden Woodard. Read it like a book. Risky throw there by BB. Not sure what you really do in that situation other than maybe throw it away, but it did look like a bit of a panic throw. Bears read it perfectly.
Yeah, when that happens, you want your quarterback just to throw it at the feet. Don't throw it up anywhere. Throw it right at the feet.
Brings up 3rd and 6. Looked to be the keeper there. And that was Harbin on the carry. Stopped once again by Zayden Woodard. Have a series, young man.
Yeah, that was a great tackle by the linebacker Woodard there. Shot the gap, made the tackle on the QB because if he wasn't there, the QB had a little bit of room to run. That was a great tackle to force the 3 and out.
All right, now I will say this. Very early observations here. I've been around this program for a very long time. That's probably some of the best tackling, technique-wise, and just being able to hold on that I've seen in quite some time. So you got to hope as a Bear fan, and again, if anybody who's been around as long as I have, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Tackling has always kind of been that thing at Sylvan Hills that just doesn't seem to always be perfect or crisp or anything like that. But so far, so good.
Yeah, and sometimes the best thing to do is go back to the basics. You get the small things right, that leads to the big things going great.
There you go. 2 receiver split to either side of Hampton. Takes the snap. Holds onto it. Up the middle there. Gets about, we'll call it 7 yards. Falls forward to the 49-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd and 4. And you got to think with the Bears this season, as much speed as they're going to have in that backfield between their running back stable and Hampton, who can flat out fly, teams are going to be guessing.
Yeah, and that's one of the great things. A little jet pass here. One of the great things about this offense is there's so many options.
That was Tyler Blakely on the swing pass there, the jet pass. Minimal gain at best. That'll bring up 3rd down and 3.
And this offense kind of reminds me of what we ran when I was at Sylvan Hills. And if they can run it good, which they have so far, you can put up a lot of points and win a lot of football games.
And I think the one thing you really want to see out of the Bears this year is this 3rd down conversion rate. One thing to really pay attention to coming into this season. Hands the ball, and there's one right there. Getting a little bit of a screen from the official there. That was Cabrian Buchanan up the middle. Nothing too fancy about that. Just put the head down. You found a little daylight. You see some green grass. You convert a 3rd down.
Yeah, one thing about this offense is a lot of it is in between the tackles, and you got to have a quarterback that's not afraid to run it, and running backs that can do that and take 2 or 3 guys to tackle you.
Now, where do you try to find that balance for a quarterback? Because there are times where guys might feel the pressure, hey, I've got to carry the load here. Or you have a few plays like this where maybe they get jammed up the middle a little bit. Oh, and we've got an early flag here. A little soft, in my opinion, there, but a little bit of pushing for both teams there.
I think officials, after the last couple of years have started putting an emphasis on controlling the games early and often.
So we've got offsetting penalties there, so not necessarily the retaliation penalty, as some of the guys next door thought we were going to get. But back to the point being, but what do you do with a quarterback that to try to alleviate some of that pressure off him? Because I do think that was part of what we saw last year from Sylvan Hills was the quarterback position just maybe tried to do a little too much at times.
Well, you just got to keep them cool and collected.
Hampton dropping back, putting the float on in this one. What a catch, Tyler Blakely. Oh, we had an initial signal of a touchdown, but now they're signaling he's out at the 1. Oh, give my man the TD.
And things like that, being able to throw the ball to receivers like that takes the load off you a whole lot because all you got to do, what was that one step, let it fly. Having receivers out there that'll catch it and having an O-line that'll block for you like they have so far.
And trusting your guy will go get it.
Right, and you don't have to do as much as the quarterback. Maybe a game facilitator and an athlete are 2 really great things to be as a quarterback, especially in today's football.
Oh, now we're going under center here, so single back formation. We had 2 to the left. It appears Sylvan Hills will take a timeout here. So their first timeout of the half, or of the quarter, excuse me. First down at the 1-yard line for Sylvan Hills. And as much as we seen them spread the ball out and we kind of just saw it there on the pass to Lively there. But you also want to see just line it up and just gut punch right at them.
Yeah. As an offensive lineman, this is where you really kind of find out what kind of football team you are. If you can line it up and just be big on big and be better than you are, that's where you learn a lot. I'm looking at the old line. They got 6'4", 270 out there. They got a couple of guys pushing 300 on the old line. That's what you want as an offensive lineman. That's what you want to run behind.
Now you like to be big, but you also want them to be able to be at least a little bit mobile, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, and in this offense you got to be mobile. And so far they look good. I like this O-line so far.
So looks like an I formation. Riley Jablanowski in there at the fullback position. Zayden Woodard in the backfield with Hampton. Met at the line, actually dropped for a loss there by the Badgers. Looked like it was number 55, Keandre Brooks, busting through the O-line.
Yeah, and that one, I think the handoff took just a little too long there. If they would have gotten it to Woodard a little bit quicker, he may have scored. But those are the type of things, something that small is the type of things you learn from today and carry out with you the rest of the season.
Absolutely. Brings up 2nd and goal at the 3. Gonna try it again. And it looks like it's just short. About the half-yard line, if you will. As Woodard takes it up the middle, met by a host of Badgers, or I guess they call it a seat of Badgers.
Yeah, that handoff was a lot faster.
A lot quicker. You have to imagine this is 4-down territory, especially in this environment. Much tighter eye, and they get the push. Hampton takes it up the middle himself. And at that point, it's a business trip. As Hampton QB sneaks it in. Bears with the first touchdown of the game. The early 6-0 lead. 5:43 left in the first quarter. So on that drive, we saw a little bit of speed. We saw the evolution of a passing game, and we saw the goal line situation. So you got a little bit of everything from that, and especially in a game like this, you'd have to love to see it.
Yeah, you really can kind of find who you are as an offense. And so far, I mean, they look great. Great kick there. So far, they look good.
Kick just wide there. It did look good, though, at least from where our vantage point here.
I thought he made it.
Looked like it went wide right, if I saw the signal correct.
Oh,
Good distance, but just a little right.
clean my glasses off real quick.
So that brings the score 6-0. Sylvan Hill strikes first on the year. And that is Tyler Hampton breaking the ice for the 2024 season. Bears looking to get back in their defensive ways here. And again, 2 3-and-outs. You got to love it right now. BB going full out here. 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Harbin in the backfield looking to pass. A little overzealous on the out. Did see a little bit of pressure there. That was Noah Wiley getting into his grill a little bit, maybe forcing the throw a little earlier than what Harbin maybe wanted. Now, don't knock a QB pressure. You don't necessarily get a sack, but you do affect the play even though you may not actually get to the quarterback. BB looking to be in the pistol here. Harbin rolling to the right, finds a wide open Jackson Edwards, who takes it down to about the 37.
Yeah, it was a good little setup of what people call nowadays a pick play, where you got a lot of guys crossing. One comes open, wide open, just like that. Get some yardage off of it.
BB looking to go with some pace with the handoff there, and he has got room to run, and he busts through. And that is Madden Harbin, wide open for the score. Doing some quick math here. That is a 62-yarder for the Badgers touchdown. So we heaped a lot of praise on that Bears defense. And it did seem like last year Sylvan Hills would strike first a lot and then immediately give up a touchdown, even on the ensuing drive. So some things that you definitely want to see tightened up. Personnel kind of coming in and out, though. So, again, it's a scrimmage, more about the practice than it is the results. But the results are good there for the Badgers as they do hit their extra pointer. They take an early 7-6 lead. So with 5:20, that's where our score stands. And is this one of those things, Chris, where the thoughts of last year creep in real quick? You had a couple of really good possessions right there. You take the lead, and then, boom, you give up the real big play.
Now I think this is where you do think about last year, but this year you say, okay, we've practiced better. We know what we're doing. We're in year 2. Now we know how to punch back. You know, we hit first. They hit us. It happened. Now we can come up and start swinging, and it become a real boxing match from now on with the offenses.
And again, with the offense, they've shown some speed. They showed a little bit of an ability to maintain possession. That is number 20, Jeremiah Carey, and he carries it forward maybe about a yard on that one, if anything. About a half yard, it looks like. So minimal gain there. And again, even from a play calling standpoint, you know, you get punched in the mouth like that. You know, big gain by your opponent. You want to come back. You don't want to be too conservative, but you also want to maybe maintain a drive. Give your defense a minute to kind of reset.
Well, the good thing is nothing is the game's not out of reach. They scored. Now you can still continue to run your game plan, run your offense, and you got to get a better push out of the O-line. I complimented the guys. They got to do a little bit better job now, but you just got to continue to run your same offense, keep, grinding it out, get the yards, 2 or 3 yards here, 2 or 3 yards there. Keep grinding it out and keep running your offense.
Carry with about a half yard on that one, so brings up 3rd and 9 for the Bears. Look like they're spreading it out wide. 3 to the left, 1 to the right, and 1 in the backfield. Hampton rolling to his right, or his left, excuse me. And it looks like that is a completion. It is a completion. It is close to the sticks. They are giving him the first down.
Lacoby Brent on the completion there.
What a catch. I thought that throw was coming in a little low. Looked like he put it right where he needed to. Sylvan Hill's moving some speed. Hampton drops back again with the quick screen. I do believe that is Billings once more. Dances out for a few yards. About 3 or 4. So we're seeing a little variation here, a little tempo from the Bears. The previous 2 possessions look to be a little more plotted out. But now we're seeing a little more pace. 2 to the left, 2 to the right here for the Bears, 1 in the backfield. Hampton under a little duress there. That one intended for Nigel Casey. Falls incomplete.
I don't know if that's what he was trying to do, but that was a great throwaway pass there. He felt a lot of pressure and threw it in the area of a receiver, but where nobody could catch it. I'm going to say that was a smart throwaway.
Yeah, maybe give your guy a little bit of a chance, but as long as they don't have an opportunity to get it. 5 wide for the Bears, 2 to the left, 3 to the right. Hampton drops back, under duress, takes it himself, looking like he will get the first down, and then some, slides in for the gain of about 10 on the play. First down, Bears. He was under pressure real quick.
Yep. And I like that he didn't freak out. He got what he could, got the first down, and got down. That's the keys to a smart quarterback right there.
Absolutely. Quarterback play was a little errant last year for the Bears, but you have to like what you see early on in this one. Hampton in the pistol. Tried to get him with the count. And that is Malachi Sherwin up the middle. Gain of about 4. Bears putting something together here after what looked to be the wheels falling off, maybe just a little bit there. We're in a bit of a pickle back there, 3rd and 9. Since then, they've rattled off about 40 yards. Maybe more like 30. Looked to be a little early movement there, but seems to work in the Bears' favor. That's Sherwin once again on the carry. He's got first down yardage, and look at the pile. Just a pile of humanity there.
Yeah, but as an offensive lineman, if I see a pile like that, I'm running and I'm knocking somebody out, man. You got to get up there, and you got a guy fighting. You got to go help him.
And excuse me, that was Jeremiah Carey on the carry.
Got to use that big body, get up there and help your running back get some more yards.
Absolutely.
Get up there and start pushing. He may break loose.
That's right. I remember back in my day, like I said, I was a receiver, but I loved the physicality of the game. Hampton drops back. Number 44 out of the backfield there. That's Caleb Harrison. Picks up about a 10 spot. We'll see where the spot is. Looks to be just short of a first down, so about a gain of 8.
He's got great size for that kind of Y, kind of tight end position right there.
Yeah. You like to see the other guys get involved here. I know last year it was we've got a flag on the play. Looks like Sylvan Hill's got him again.
Yep.
But back to the point there I was trying to make is it does seem like last year they were pretty limited in who touched the ball or who had the opportunities. You like to see other guys getting involved, even this early on.
No, that was a good tackle.
And that was number 40, Steven Sullivan, on the tackle for the Badgers. Read it perfectly, held the Bears to about a 1-yard gain there. As we are now under a minute in the first quarter, I do imagine that Coach Houle maybe slow the pace down just a little bit. We saw a little bit of pace there being applied to the Badgers here, but with us coming up on the end of the frame, you might slow it down just a little bit. Pistol formation, 1 to the left, 3 to the right, excuse me. Hampton with the pass, avoids the pressure, has got room to run, lets it fly, wide open. That's Zayden Woodard, who's fighting for some yardage, down inside the 10. So heads up play, and I'm just going to tell everybody right now, that right there is a development.
Yeah.
We did not see that kind of play last year.
That was a absolutely great play there by Hampton. As somebody who scouts football players, I really love to see that out of the quarterback right there.
Yeah, didn't panic,
Yeah.
Decided to pass instead of run. You see a lot of guys when they get in that situation, they tend to just want to go for it themselves, but to keep his head up and look downfield, great instincts there. Nice move. Oh, and that is Malachi Sherwin just short of the end zone. Looks to be about the 2-yard line, and that is the end of the first quarter. Bears are in business right now, as after one, the hosts are down, however, but they are knocking on the door as the BB Badgers lead this game after the first quarter over the Sylvan Hills Bears 7-6. And welcome back. Right now we are looking at the Sylvan Hills Bears knocking on the door of another touchdown as they start this game, or this quarter, excuse me, at about the 2-yard line. 2nd and goal to go. Hampton in the backfield, hands it off to Malachi Simmons. Sherwin, excuse me. I'm getting guys all kind of confused here. Hey, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Touchdown, you see me. Sylvan Hills touchdown. And again, I'm gonna harp on some of these things. That is a development. Last year, we didn't see the team have a lot of punchback, and to see it, albeit in a scrimmage, doesn't matter to me. But we see it, and these are things you love to see.
Yeah, and that drive was really capped off by two great plays by Hampton, the quarterback there. I mean, that you can't. Is that one good? That field goal is good.
Hey, got that one. Let's go.
You had two really great plays by Hampton there where he scrambled out. He didn't feel any pressure, kept his eyes downfield, made two great throws.
Absolutely.
And that, I mean, you really love to see that, especially, every time I see plays like that, I think back to when I played here, and this will be the only time I harp on when I played here back in the old days.
Oh, we know better than that.
But Trajan Doss made a lot of plays like that, and we were a really good football team. It all starts with quarterback play, and so far Hampton looks really good.
Absolutely. We'll see if the defense can bounce back here. Jay Burr, Chris Goodman, bringing you the action here on the Sylvan Hills Sports Network tonight. We're glad you're along for the ride with us here as Bears get set on defense. BB with the pitch. Great Great play there. That was number 38, Pierre Grimes. He's got one of those big helmets on, so he is ready to throw the noggin around, but great pursuit on his part there. A loss of 3 on that one brings up 2nd and 13.
Yeah, and he did a great job of keeping outside contained there. He didn't let the ball carrier get outside of him, was able to make a great open field tackle there.
BB getting the signal in from the sideline. And that is Harbin in the back. And he will take it himself and gets popped, but keeps the legs going. A host of Bears on the tackle there, but not after Harbin picks up about, let's see, we'll call that about 8.
Yeah, that was just a nice little play there by BB. A great little QB draw. Quarterback handled it very well, had some good blockers.
So a big play here for the Bears defense. See if they can get him off the field. Would be huge after giving up the big score here. BB going empty backfield, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. And Harbin just takes it up the middle himself, and he's got a first down and then some. Tackle there by Malachi Summons.
And that there shows me that BB's found something with the QB run. See if Sylvan Hills can adjust to it. QB making some good plays there. A nice couple of plays there.
Yeah, I had the Bears defense spread out a little bit there. I think they were anticipating a little more of a pass, especially with the third and I'd say mid-range game there.
Yep.
So BB with a fresh set of downs in the pistol formation. Sends the man in motion. Brassfield had him for a second. That's Riley Jablinowski coming through. Probably saved a bigger gain right there.
Yeah, we had him there. I think it was Malachi Summons. Would have had him for a tackle for a loss. Had great outside contain there, but sometimes you got a guy that makes a play on you. They cut it back upfield. And good job on the linebackers being there to make the tackle.
Sometimes the opponent's got gamers too. 2nd and 5. They've got the bunch formation on the right side. Looking for the quick receiver screen. Nothing doing there. As that was led by Josiah Rainey. Didn't actually get the tackle, but certainly slowed it down enough to where nothing doing.
Yeah, you said what I was going to say. Rainey there, he held the guy trying to block him. He didn't let him move him anywhere, and sometimes a stalemate is definitely a win for the defense. Gave time for the rest of the Bears to get there and make a tackle.
And you kind of use the sideline as sort of another defender in that situation there.
Yep.
Snap there. Harbin up the middle, stuffed at the line. And that is the dog, number 44, Caleb Harrison. Or excuse me, that was, check that, number 24, Malachi Summons once again.
And I think he's going to be a big force on this defensive line. I know playing basketball season last year, he was a great player.
Oh, yeah, jeez.
And I know he's a really physical on the football field. He's got a couple of great offers. Maybe he can be a bright spot on this defense this year.
BB mulling it over right now. Play clock about to 10. And it looks like they have just now declared punt.
Great job by this defense so far.
Absolutely. Big bounce back on the big play. You like to see the offense answer and then not give up something on the counter punch, to use the boxing analogy that you were alluding to earlier.
Yeah, and they did a good job. BB found something there with the QB run, but good job on the defensive coach and the defensive players to, okay, they found something on us. Let's adjust, not just adjust at halftime, but adjust now to stop that, make them do something different, and they force a punt.
Now, how big a deal is that, too? Obviously, we talked about the team being a little younger, too, but also for Coach Houle, this is only his second year at the helm, so really only one full season, and I know I mentioned, yeah, you want to kind of find your game flow, and it's much of a preseason exhibition for the coaches as it is for the players.
Yep. Yeah, being able to get out here and, trust your coordinators. Like we said, they've made a ton of good hires over there. Being able to trust your coordinators and have smart coordinators and smart players to be able to, when you get punched in the mouth, you can come back and and punch yourself.
And then it's Joseph Thompson out wide. Forced back inside, though, for a slight loss, maybe no gain on the play there. We've got a flag on the play, very late flag, so either somebody said something about somebody's mom or had some choice words for their opponent. We'll see what the call here is from the White Hat. You got an unsportsmanlike against the Badgers. And I saw one of the Badgers, I believe that was number 55, Keandra Brooks, walking off a little disjointed, maybe a little fired up. And those are the ones I think as a coach you can't have. Those are the ones that'll drive you absolutely nuts. There's hustle penalties, and then there's stupid penalties, just to not mince words.
Yeah, sometimes you like to fight out of your team, but you don't want your team to fight, per se.
Exactly. Hampton drops back, has a little space. Oh, throws the pick. Maybe trying to do a little too much there. That was DeMarco Moore, and looks like he threw it right at him, so maybe a little bit of a miscommunication between the QB and the receiver. Maybe zigged when he should have zagged.
Yeah. I like, this is a scrimmage, so none of this actually counts, so you hope he gets those out of the way in this game per the season.
Let's make that the only one on the air.
I still like that he's not panicking. He's keeping his eyes downfield, and he's still throwing it. He had a guy over there, but like you said, he may have been the wrong route. Or sometimes when you are throwing on the run like that, it is a little harder to get it to go where you want to go. And the DB made a great play. I mean, a lot of things happening there on both sides.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to tip your hat here. And we certainly do on that one, but that throw did look like it had some pretty good zip on it, which is also encouraging, especially, as you mentioned, on the run.
Yep.
So BB will take over at their own 44-yard line, shuffling in and out their personnel. Looks like 3 wide to the right side. Running back goes in motion, evened up with the quarterback, sending the wide receiver. Looked to be a jet sweep. Fakes the jet sweep, but read fairly well by the Bears for minimal gain. We'll call it 4 yards.
Yeah,
there.
They had me faked out on that one, too. I thought for sure he handed the ball off, and we had a tackle in the backfield there.
So 2nd and 6 for the Bears. 7:20, clock moving here in the second quarter. A bit of an inverted I there. But Harbin up the middle. Tackled immediately. I believe that is number 26, Gabe Martin, on the play. So 3rd and 4 on the play here. Could be a bit of a game changer here if the Bears were to get this stop.
Yeah, I think if you can get a stop right here and force them to punt when they're in your side of the field, that's big.
BB adjusting the play at the line. 1 wide to the left, 2 wide to the right, 2 in the backfield. As Harbin barks orders, rears back. Oh, what a catch. Had some zip on it. Good throw. That's Brenton Bradfield for the Badgers. Or Brasfield, check that. Just a good old-fashioned slant route, it looked like.
Yeah, that was a great throw, too. Some of those slants are hard to complete sometime, and able to zip it in there, made the catch, and got a first down.
So BB resets at about the Bears' 44-yard line now. Harbin drops back, letting it fly. He's got a man wide open and just could not come down with it. In and out of DeMarco Moore's hands. He would have had a shot at the end zone, may have been close. That looked like Josiah Rainey was in range to at least save the touchdown. But it drops harmlessly.
Yeah, that was a great throw there out of the quarterback. And as these DBs, you can't fall asleep with the run game. Got to be able to stay with the receivers. That was a good job by Rainey to at least be over there.
That was a great job by Rainey to at least have the loud footsteps. Looks like he heard him coming. 2nd and 10 for BB now. Drops back once again. The quick hit, and he escapes, and it looks like that is number 7. Jackson Edwards in for the score. Just a quick little seam route up the middle. One missed tackle, and it's off to the races.
Yeah, and he's got to have some speed because he outran Rainey there. So
that's a bit of an accomplishment in and of itself.
I mean, sometimes the other team, like you said earlier, the other team has athletes too. Made a play there. A great move to miss the one tackle there, and it was off to the races.
So BB splits the uprights, and they regain the lead. And with 5:44 left in the first half, the Badgers take the lead over the Sylvan Hills Bears 14-13. So we've got a little bit of a back and forth now here, Chris. As the Bears, you get into one of these games again. I'm gonna keep harping on last year a little bit because that's what we knew. They would get into these situations, would show a little punch back and forth, and then just kind of crumble towards the end of things. So I think that's something we'll be watching in the second half, even though they're likely going to be swapping out, maybe put the 2s and the 3s in. But you still want to see the execution. You still want to see, that culture starting to seep through.
Yeah, and that's one of the things we're having last year happen can be a good thing. You learned, and now you know what to do moving forward.
Absolutely. So Hampton sets up. Looks like single backfield, offset there to the right side. Hampton hands it off. That's number 15, Cabrain Buchanan. We got a flag on the play. Initial indications are holding, and that is the signal. So the Bears will lose a 10 spot there. And this is what they call playing behind the chains. Not something you want to get into a habit of.
No, especially on the first play of a drive where you lose 10. There's not very many plays in the playbook for 1st and 20.
Nope. But there's a couple of schools of thought. Maybe this will be the chance to maybe take a shot. Or do you just really try to grind out as many yards as you can on this one and kind of go from there?
Yeah, I'd try here, get as many yards as you can, and then second downs when I might try and take a shot.
So Hampton swings it out wide. That's number 44, Caleb Harrison. Got a few out of him. Not as much as what it maybe looked like. Looked like about a gain of 4.
Yeah, I'd want to try and get it to 2nd and manageable, then 3rd and manageable. Because you're not going to get it all in first down unless a great play happens. You can, but you want to try and get that second and third down. It has been done
before, yeah.
Yeah, you want to try and get that 2nd and 3rd down to be as manageable as possible.
Blitz coming from BB. Hampton under duress, gets rid of it. I believe they're calling that incomplete. So the Badgers with the pressure up the middle, kind of gets to Hampton there. Had to make a bit of a panic throw. Not sure where he was trying to go with that one, but it fell, thankfully, harmlessly to the turf.
Yeah, it's about the best outcome there was a fumble, because if the lineman had caught it first, sadly, that's a penalty.
So 3rd and long now for the Bears. Empty backfield. Hampton just uncorking one. Looked to be a little contact there. It is preseason for the officials also.
Yeah.
They're still trying to work out the kinks as well.
I mean, honestly, from their vantage point, I like the no call. From our vantage point, we saw
From our vantage point, that's absolutely travesty of a no call.
But from theirs, I like the no call.
I've seen a lot worse called. I'll say that.
Yeah.
But unfortunately for the Bears, they declare punt. And the Badgers look to be setting up. What are we marking this at? The 46, 47-yard line here. So BB already in Sylvan Hills territory. As they will take over 1st and 10 at the 46. 4:48 left in the first half. BB leading 14-13 in this one. Again, we want to thank y'all for joining us here on the Sylvan Hills Sports Network.
Yeah, if I'm BB right here, I'm going right back to the same play I just scored on. You're in the almost same field position.
I'd probably take a shot right here if I were BB.
And they might be setting up to do that same play just on the other side.
It's looking like it, yeah. 3 wide to the right, 1 to the left, and a single back in the backfield. Pistol formation, he goes out wide, looking to be a quick swing pass. Nobody there. They've locked that kind of play up for most of the night.
Yeah, they got
BB with a solid gain of that. Go ahead, Chris.
They got great execution there. The receivers blocked really good. You threw it behind the line of scrimmage so your receivers can block before the ball is thrown. They just had excellent blocking there. Receiver caught the ball in stride. I mean, that's a really great executed offensive play.
Yeah, that was Ty McCormick on the reception. Big game for the Badgers. Another 1st and 10 for them. Harbin drops back. Pump fake. Lets it fly. He had him beat. Unfortunately, a little too much arch on that pass as he could even tell himself, hey, settle down, my guy. So thankfully for the Bears, it falls incomplete with no real chance of being caught. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, I like that kind of. You get a good play on 1st down, come back, take a shot. I like that out of BB.
I do. Now, do you kind of, settle back into maybe a normal game plan here?
Yeah, and defensively, okay, they took their shot. Now we can kind of calm down a little bit.
Harbin rolling left. I believe hits the other Harbin in stride on the drag route. Or excuse me, that was Jackson Edwards on the reception. Looked to be about a 5-yard gain. That'll bring up 3rd and 5 for the Badgers at the Sylvan Hills 29. Or maybe about 6.
That was a good job by the defense there. They had you on your heels. Okay, they took their shot. Now we can kind of relax a little bit, play good defense. They make a good tackle there to cause, 3rd and 4. Now, this is a really big play here. You got to make a stop.
Big play here as BB does take a timeout. That is their 2nd of the first half. So, again, just a recap here. 14-13, BB Badgers over the Sylvan Hills Bears currently. Jay Burr, Chris Goodwin here with you on the Sylvan Hills Sports Network. And football's back. We see the sun going down. You see the nice colors in the sky. It's getting a little crisp. It's a little crisp in here, and that's okay.
Yeah, and I was gonna mention that the crowd over there looks great. This Sylvan Hills has kind of got the awkward setup where the press box is on the visitor side.
Yeah.
And you get to look at the home side, and that's a wonderful crowd. I remember, again, this is the last thing I'm going to say about when I was here.
Come on. You've said that twice already.
Our first game when we had the turf and that thing was full over there, man, there was not a better crowd in high school football in the state that I've seen.
Oh, man, playing on turf. I remember this stuff was grass, like that real grass, that good Bermuda. BB sends a man in motion, hands it off up the middle, though. Met immediately. Did keep his feet moving. It's going to be close to a 1st down.
They're going to give it to him.
I believe that was number 9, Madden Harbin, on the carry. Looks like it's just barely enough for the 1st down.
He did a good job there of continuously driving the feet and moving forward. That's the biggest thing. They're not going to blow the play dead as long as you're moving forward, and he was able to get the 1st down before he went out of bounds.
So a fresh set of downs for BB. 3 wide to the right, 1 in the backfield. And Harbin Hansen, he is met immediately at the line of scrimmage. Led there by Malachi Summons. And number 11, Zayden Woodard, finishing the job off.
And I tell you, if Woodard can continue that kind of play this season, he's going to be a pretty great linebacker out there.
Should add a few to the W column this year if those guys are playing like that. Minimal gain there. They gave him about a yard on it. Brings up 2nd and 9. About 3.5 minutes left here in the first half. BB driving on the Bears currently. BB sends their wide receiver in motion. Fakes the jet sweep. And Harbin will take it himself, met by a wall of blue. Nothing doing there. Maybe about another yard on that play. It'll bring up 3rd and 8 here with about 3 minutes left. Again, BB leading the Bears 14-13 right now. 3 minutes left here in the first half.
Yeah, the Bears did a great job there, not falling for the Jets, staying home, and everybody there was waiting on the quarterback. So excellent job there by the defense.
Yeah, I got to be impressed with the discipline so far. Not a lot of that we saw last year in some stretches, but so far this defense massively improved over last year's team. 3rd and 8 now for the Badgers. Harbin takes the snap, looking to pass, throwing it up. He's got a man. Oh! In and out of the hands of Edwards. He had his man beat, laid out for it, looked like he had it for a moment, but then, you know that whole saying, what exactly is a catch?
Yep.
Rears its head, but we saw the ball rolling, and unfortunately for Badger fans, they walk away to the chagrin of not scoring on that one.
Yeah, the ball's got to survive contact, with the ground, got to be able to catch it, and wasn't able to hold it. That was a great pass by the quarterback there.
Excellent pass, even great effort on both sides here. So BB will attempt the field goal. Looks to be about, a 40-yard attempt.
Yep.
Great kick. Looked like he may have hooked it a little bit. Nope, right through the uprights. That kick is good. Had plenty of room to spare. My man's there is excited, and no matter who you are, you always got to get excited for a kicker. That's Andy Rodriguez, the junior from BB.
Making a 40-yard field goal in high school is rare, so that's good. Both kickers on both sides. I know Sylvan Hills missed their first PAT, but both seem to have great abilities and great length on the kicks.
Had some leg on it, that's for sure. He looked like he had another 10 yards in it. So BB now takes a 17-13 lead. 2:22 left here in the second quarter. Sylvan Hills will get a crack at it here. Now, this is some good 2-minute drilling right here. So you want to see what this will look like. You want to hit them with a little bit of pace, but maybe not too much pace, depending on what happens. Hampton, a little wild on the pitch there. Ball is on the ground, and BB looks to have recovered it. And these are those things that we saw last year, where defense does its job, maybe gives up a few points, and then the offense comes back and something like that happens. Maybe a little bit of a panic, maybe just simple not executing your play. Regardless of what happened there, it is BB ball, and they are in prime position now to lengthen their lead. 2:16 left here in the first half. BB setting up shop at the Sylvan Hills 14-yard line. Defense really has to buckle down. Harbin takes a snap. He steps back, looking for the fade. Oh! Rainey gets a hand on it. Thought he almost came down with it from here.
Yeah, I thought he was able to reach that hand back and kind of take it away and intercept it. I will say on that last offensive play, the pitch was kind of high. You almost want to, if you watch rugby, the way they pitch the football is direct and straight. It's almost like a throw, and that may be sometimes what that play needs. Just an arid pitch there, and it was fumbled.
Two receivers to either side for BB. Harbin drops back under some duress, rolls out to the right side. Picked off! Oh, and if he bounces it outside, he may have had some room. That's number 2, Braylon McPhee, bailing out the Bears. They are back in business at the 20-yard line.
And that's what you got to have when your offense, they may make a bad play, turn over the ball. You got to have your defense come back and give you the ball right back, almost, exactly where they would have started. So that's a great. I thought the ref there was going to announce a penalty or something. That's a great bounce back there by the defense. And now Hampton can come back and say, okay, I got that out of my system. We got that out the way. Let's restart.
Absolutely. Empty backfield for the Bears. And it looks like BB was creeping just a little too much on the come up. Looked like DeAndre Trimwell, maybe got a little bit ahead of himself. Looked like the pressure was going to come from the right side there. Not so much that time. Free fiver for the Bears. Hampton drops back. Wide open there. And that is number 12, Tyler Blakely. Gets out of bounds. And a first down. So heads up play there. Just a little. Didn't even look like much of an out route. Just almost a hook route. There on the sideline. Gets enough for the first down. Also stops the clock. Empty backfield again for the Bears. Bears rolling. Hampton drops back. In and out of the hands of Christian Fields, I believe that was.
And that's not technically a bad thing. They're probably going to run a lot of hitch routes, out routes here, get the ball quickly to the receiver and get out of bounds. There, a drop pass isn't terrible because he was going to be immediately tackled inbounds. The clock still stops. You lose a down, but not a terrible outcome.
And that was Jackson Walker on the dropped pass there. Hampton drops back again. Looks like he's got some room. He's going to take the room. Takes a little bit of a hit there. Just enough for the first down. 11-yard gain there.
That's one of those where you want him to kind of baseball slide, not kind of go down on his knees.
Yeah. Look, my guy, I like the competitive spirit, but it's an exhibition game. Air raid here for the Bears once again. Hampton under some stress. Pointing,
throw it away.
Trying to direct some traffic, and he gets out of bounds.
I think
maybe to a loss of 1 on that one. Looks like they're marking him at the 50. So a 1-yard loss on the play brings up 2nd and 11.
Yeah, it may be one of those times where you want him to throw it away just a little bit sooner.
Yeah, it looked like he had something cooking there for a moment, but BB with the solid defense on that. And, those are the type of plays, on either side of the ball where just a little chaos and who can manage the chaos the best.
Mm-hmm.
Little confusion there for the Badgers as they were swapping personnel in and out, and they will take a timeout to get a breather, talk it over. Sylvan Hills rolling here. They got the ball spotted at midfield. 1:25 left here in the first half. BB leading 17-13. Jay Burr, Chris Goodwin here with you on the Sylvan Hills Sports Network. We surely do appreciate you joining us tonight here on the feed. Make sure you share the link on the YouTube page here. We want to try to make this one the biggest and the bestest here in the Pulaski County set of networks. We're well on our way. We finally got over 1,000, Will, so I know you were stoked for that one back there.
Yeah, share, like, subscribe, share it with another Bear fan.
All that good stuff.
If anybody wants to sponsor, contact the network. We do
Absolutely. One of our big sponsors, Arkansas Field Services. Big shouts out to those guys. Jeremy Rice, a former alum as well. So, hey, it's a family affair here on the Sylvan Hills Sports Network. 2nd and 11 now for the Bears. Coach Will relaying the play. A lot of hand waving and helmet touching. Guys shifting. Hampton gets the snap, drops back. Quick pass. What an absolute laser. And the ball is knocked out. Oh, ho, ho. I don't see a signal just yet. And the Bears hang on to it. Whoa, that was almost disastrous for the Bears. What an absolute bullet, though, thrown by Tyler Hampton.
Yeah, that was a great pass down the seam there. You just got to hold on to it if you're the receiver.
Helmet on the ball, so crazy tackle. Easy out pass there. That's Tyler Blakely. So if you've heard Hampton to Blakely a lot tonight, I would imagine you better get ready for it during the regular season because they have become a potent combination here. As we also do see number 81, Lacoby Brent out there, split out wide. Brady Hester also out that way as well, as is Nigel Casey. And it looks like the Bears are going to stay 5 wide with this one. Bears taking their time getting the play in.
I think the refs are talking. There's a couple of seconds taken off the clock there because the ref didn't signal that the play was, or to stop the clock. They kept it running. They may be trying to see, figure out.
Did look like a pretty obvious going out of bounds. So you try to get the home cooking a little bit. Not that anybody would ever do that, but come on, my guys.
I mean, if they do add any, it's going to be, which every second's valuable, but I think it'd be 2
to 3, maybe at the most.
2 to 3 seconds.
Maybe get it back to 101.
I think it was at 101 when he went out of bounds. And then, right immediately after that, every Sylvan Hills coach over there was, hey, stop the clock, stop the clock.
Oh, 102 appears to be the signal. We'll see if we can get the clock situation figured out. As Sylvan Hills is in business right now, down to the 21-yard line, so just outside the red zone. As BB currently leads this one 17-13, but if Sylvan Hills can put this one in with the extra point, they can take the 3-point lead, potentially heading into the half. But first things first, you got to score. Yeah, so 102 appears to be the call there. All right, we've got the clock back where it needs to be. Coach Houle giving the Whitecap the business. And it appears we are set to be back in action here. Empty backfield for the Bears. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Hampton drops back, looking right, throwing it up. He's got a man.
Oh, no.
Oh, I believe that was Tyler Blakely on the potential reception. And he appears to be down, stay down. He's just dejected, thankfully. Ran across the long jump pit there. Couldn't tell if he dropped it or maybe just stepped out of bounds. Either way, very close.
Yeah, I think he may have been out of bounds there.
Oh, that'll bring up 2nd and 1 for the Bears. And we've got a flag on the play. It appears to be a delay of game. Unless we're going to protest that the clock never reset the way it should have.
That was a fast.
That was a fast 25.
Yeah, it was a fast 25, but
so it appears they are going to hit the Bears for the 5 on the delay of game. Nonetheless, or excuse me, I said 2nd down a moment ago. It is 3rd down. And what was 1, but is now 6. So the Bears playbook closed a little further due to the penalty. Still going 5 wide. Hampton fakes the pass. Looks like he's got a draw. He's got a little room up the middle. Bulldozes a linebacker.
There we go.
Still going, turning the feet. Everybody's getting into the act now. Oh!
You love to see that.
Hampton absolutely putting the shoulder to a linebacker.
Now what I didn't like is there was a couple offensive linemen celebrating him running somebody over rather than going up and blocking. But I will say, if I'm an offensive lineman, I got a little jacked up here in the booth, man.
Yeah.
You love to see your quarterback running like that.
I like the sentiment, but maybe wait till the whistle before you pump the fists a little bit.
Yeah, you got to, after the whistles when you celebrate, you got to go up there and keep laying. If your quarterback's going to lay people out, you got to get up there and lay 2 people out.
So Gamer's gaming right now. I thought he was a little closer to the end zone, but it looks like he's marked at the 9. So 1st and goal from the 9. 44 seconds left here for the Bears. Both teams with a timeout each remaining in their pocket. 17-13. Again, 44 seconds till the half here. Jay Burr, Chris Goodwin here with you. On a Chamber of Commerce night here at Bill Blackwood Field at Sylvan Hills Stadium. This is the benefit game for both of these teams as we are prepping for the 2024 season, which begins next week, if you could believe it.
Yep.
How about that? Felt like it just came up on us out of nowhere. But here we are. And here are the Bears. First and goal from the 9. Looking like they're going to stick with the empty backfield. Up and take the back. They're going to go single back. That looks like it's number 20, Jeremiah Carey, in the backfield, lining up to the left of Hampton. Hampton drops back. He's got room to run. He's looking to pass. Throws it off his back foot to nobody. And it falls harmlessly to the turf there in the long jump pit. So the Bears live on to have a second down. So 2nd and 9 now.
Yeah, it was a good smart throwaway there. The play was dead, throw it away, and continue to play football.
And you got to like that from your quarterback. I mean, bounce back from a little bit of a mistake earlier. Well, a couple of mistakes, actually. And seems to be playing heady ball right now. We've got a stoppage of play here. Not sure what the issue might be. Officials coming together. Probably just figuring out where they're going to go eat after the game tonight. And if you want to be that place where they go eat, or at least where we tell them to go eat, you want to sponsor the broadcast here on the Sylvan Hills Sports Network, go ahead and reach out to us. We will definitely take care of you because it is a team effort here. Much like it is on the field, it is a team effort up here in the booth. Oh, we've got a flag down now, so we've got a personal oh, they called the intentional grounding. Not sure I agree totally with that one. It did look like he was out of the box. Not sure that... Well, you know, what do you do? Not sure why the guy completely across the field is making that argument. I would be somewhat perturbed if I was Coach Houle and he's out there on the field trying to get some kind of explanation here as to why, well, after the fact, we're calling intentional grounding.
Yeah, I don't ever like that. I don't usually harp on officials, but I don't like when they – I mean, if the call is right, and which I'm assuming it is right, then I like that they came together and made the right call, but you don't like when it's against your own team.
Not at all. Not at all. But again, it's preseason for everybody here,
Yep.
even the officials. So they're trying to work out their mechanics and flow as well. Now they're over talking to the BB head coach. Maybe it appears they waved that flag off. I'm sure if he's got something to say about it, thought he had something there. And now he doesn't. That is head coach Justin Bigham. So the Bears get a mulligan there. 38.2 left in the first half. 17-13. Bears in striking distance. Looking to take the lead here going into the frame. All right, so here we go. We're finally back to football. Hampton takes it, hands it off to Carey. Carey carrying, lowers the boom. Just short of a touchdown. Looks to be at about the half-yard line. Clock is moving.
Gotta go.
Bears do have a timeout in their back pocket.
I'd try and run
Bears
one
are
more
running
play.
it in, or relaying the play in. Hampton. And we've got whistles. And BB takes the timeout. So that is their final timeout of the half.
Yeah, I like
Not
that.
sure if I'd have taken that if I was BB, but, you know, better safe than sorry because things do happen.
Well, and I like that out of Sylvan Hills. You want to rush up to the ball, and you either make BB do this, take a timeout, or you run one more play before you take a timeout. So now you one, save a timeout and get to talk about what you want to talk about. And two, I mean, like I said, you the biggest thing there is you save your timeout, make them take the timeout. and you waste a couple more seconds off the clock for when you do score, you don't give them the ball back with a lot more time.
Well, I'll be interested to see what the Bears do here. 3rd and goal at the 1. As we've seen, they tend to be a pistol, shotgun type of team, but, when you get into these situations, under center is probably the way to go. But we'll see what the Bears do. There's several schools of thought on, doing shotguns and pistols down there in the red zone. And if you can execute it, hey, it works out great. But if not, then they always call into question, well, why aren't you under center?
Right. Yeah, I'd try and find whoever your best offensive lineman is.
Just put in the beef and run behind it.
Yeah, I'd put Caleb Harrison, the tight end, right behind him.
Well, it looks like they're going with an I formation. Jablanowski in there at fullback. They are under center. Hampton QB, it just walks right in. Let's go. Touchdown, Bears. Tyler Hampton just high-stepping his way in there. That was almost kind of too easy. Not sure what Bibby took the time out for there, but hey, worked out in the Bears' favor.
That might be one of those times where they go with a silent count where really only the QB in the center. We did it a couple of times. The QB will come up and kind of tap you when he's ready for the football, and you and him are the only ones that know when the snap's coming. That may be why he was able to get in.
Down, up, and good for the extra point. Bears take a 3-point lead, and with 15.6 left in the first half, the Bears now lead the BB Badgers 20-17. So if you're BB, there's a couple of schools of thought here. I, for one, is let it fly. Maybe you can have something happen, or, with only 15 seconds left, is it even worth it at this point? You just take your knee and run it into the half.
Yeah, it really depends on how. With it being a scrimmage game, I'd line it up, and I'm letting it fly.
Let's go for it. Absolutely.
I'm seeing who my fastest receiver is, the best route he can run. I'm sending it on him, and we're letting it fly.
Yeah, we're going to hail Flutie this thing. Just let it fly. And the Bears do look somewhat prepped for that, as they look like they're going a bit of cover 5 maybe? BB hands it up the middle, and despite the cover 5, met at the line of scrimmage, maybe get a couple of yards on that one. And that was number 19, Tyler McCormick, and it appears that will be the final play of the first half. So what a half it was. We had some dull moments, but we sure did have a lot of excitement. I'm excited for one because the Sylvan Hills Bears lead going into halftime over the BB Badgers 20-17. Jay Berg, Chris Goodwin here with you on the Sylvan Hills Sports Network. And we are going to take a little break here at halftime, but we will definitely see you guys on the other side for the second half. So stick around with us here. Again, the Bears lead the BB Badgers going into half 20-17.
Properly graded field is not only important for player safety but also the field's health, and no company in the state matches the exceptional service and dedication like our friends at Athletic Field Service of Arkansas in Sherwood. From servicing all types of natural grass athletic fields that includes aerating, top dressing, and phrase mowing to a variety of residential projects, Jeremy Rice and his crew have you covered. They also offer an extensive list of infield renovation services. Call Jeremy at 501-416-1218. That's 501-416-1218 for your free evaluation, and check them out on Facebook or see what they have to offer online by visiting afsofar.com. Athletic Field Service of Arkansas. We got the dirt on your infield.
We on the hills, man. It's dose. Hey, let's get it. I got that pride in me. I got that dog in me. I got my dogs with me, you know where you can find me. I got that pride in me, I got that dog in me. I got my dogs with me, you know where you can find me. Hillside, 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 hillside. Check me out, let's go. Leaving no doubt, going all in. Business and ladies keep calling. Look at my schedule, it's filled in. For the right price, we can make sense. Never been a fan of the hate. Protect myself thanks to the maker. On the grind, call it running routes. Moving real smooth while we counting paper.
Hillside, 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 hillside. Hillside, 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 hillside. What you know about them bears, all the ops we running through. Sylvan Hills, what it do, winning, what we gonna do. I'm a ball hog, got swift attack. I've been a winner, I stick to that. Team player, been a Mac, recognize pass, then get the sack. Bears grinding at the line of scrimmage, do our thing, see the end zone. Fourth quarter, it's time to finish. We coming hard, bring the win home. Big hit energy, chewing up all the ops like raw bait. All for one, we fight together. Let's win conference, get all state. Game day and I feel fine. To the fight, we will ride. Sylvan Hills, Bill Blackwood, better know the deal on that hillside, man. Hillside, 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 hillside. Hillside, 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 hillside. What you know about them bears, all the ops we running through. Sylvan Hills, what it do, winning, what we gonna do. Handle business Friday night, that's what it's time to do. Until we gone, we gon' represent that white and blue. Handle business Friday night, that's what it's time to do. Till we gone, we gon' represent that white and blue.
We on the hills, man. It's dose. It's dose. Hey, let's go. I got that pride in me, I got that dog in me. I got my dogs with me, you know where you can find me. I got that pride in me, I got that dog in me. I got my dogs with me, you know where you can find me. Hillside, 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 hillside. Check me out, let's go. Look, leaving no doubt, going all in. Business and ladies keep calling. Look at my schedule, it's filled in. For the right price, we can make sense. Never been a fan of the hate. Protect myself thanks to the maker. On the grind, call it running routes. Moving real smooth while we counting paper.
Hillside, 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 hillside. Hillside, 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 hillside. What you know about them bears, all the ops we running through. Sylvan Hills, what it do, winning, what we gonna do. I'm a ball hog, got swift attack. I've been a winner, I stick to that. Team player, been a Mac, recognize pass, then get the sack. Bears grinding at the line of scrimmage, do our thing, see the end zone. Fourth quarter, it's time to finish. We coming hard, bring the win home. Big hit energy, chewing up all the ops like raw bait. All for one, we fight together. Let's win conference, get all state. Game day and I feel fine. To the fight, we will ride. Sylvan Hills, Bill Blackwood, better know the deal on that hillside, man. Hillside, 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 hillside. Hillside, 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 hillside. What you know about them bears, all the ops we running through. Sylvan Hills, what it do, winning, what we gonna do. Handle business Friday night, that's what it's time to do. Until we gone, we gon' represent that white and blue. Handle business Friday night, that's what it's time to do. Till we gone, we gon' represent that white and blue.
And welcome back. Getting you set for the second half. Sylvan Hills leading the BB Badgers 20-17. Jay Burr, Chris Goodman here with you.
Yeah.
Out here at Bill Blackwood Field, Sylvan Hills Stadium. We thank you for joining the ride here on the Sylvan Hills Sports Network. Just going over the first half here, scoring summary. Tyler Hampton started the party off with a 1-yard TD run. Then BB answered with 2 straight touchdowns of their own. Sylvan Hills clapping back with a couple of TDs of their own. Well, 1 TD by Malachi Sherwin. And then BB with the big pass there and a field goal. And then just before the end of the first half, Tyler Hampton taking it in himself to give us our current score of 17-20. Some stats here to look at. Tyler Hampton, 7 carries of the ball. Doesn't seem like he's carried the ball a whole lot, but he leads the way. 46 yards rushing. He's got 2 TDs. Does have the 1 fumble, unfortunately. Jeremiah Carey right behind him, 6 carries, 25 yards. Tyler Hampton also 8 for 16 for 118 yards. Does have the 1 pick. No TDs, but, you know, when you're running the ball in a couple of times, we can look past it. Tyler Blakely, Caleb Harrison, and also, who is it here? Lacoby Brent leading the way for the receivers. Brent with 3 catches for 58 yards, Blakely 3 for 48, and Caleb Harrison 2 for 12 yards there. In totality, the Bears racking up 104 rushing yards, 118 receiving yards. And they are leading the way, more than doubling up BB on first downs, as they had the advantage 15-7 there. So you like what you see from the Bears. Time of possession, fairly even there, but the fact that the Bears were able to extend drives, and I know I talked about that a lot in the pregame and there early on, you like what you see so far?
Yeah, absolutely. I really do like what I see. You got a quarterback that's out there making plays. You got a running back that is really – you got a couple running backs, actually, that are really hard-nosed, north and south running the football. They're not – they're not going to make a bunch of cuts, jump over guys, but they're, head down, get as many yards as they can, runners. And then you got a quarterback, like I said, that staying calm, keeping his head downfield, looking when he's not pressured. You throw the 1 interception, but as I've learned playing NCAA 25, you can throw a lot of interceptions, but you can double it in touchdowns. So if he can do that, you don't want as many interceptions, but if he can come out and throw a lot of touchdowns, or even not even have to throw a lot of touchdowns, I mentioned it earlier, if he could be a game facilitator of sorts. And a lot of people say that's a bad thing to be as a quarterback, but there's a lot of guys in the NFL making a lot more money than any of us will probably ever make in our life by being game facilitators. You don't have to throw 40 touchdowns. You just got to throw a couple touchdowns and distribute the ball to the guys around you good enough to be a winning football team.
Yeah, just don't turn the ball over. And, the old saying is the best defense is a pretty good offense.
Yep.
Well, there you go. Well, the Bears are going to start out on offense here, so really a chance to break the game open a little bit here. Tyler Hampton starts it off in the backfield there for the Bears here in the first half. And number 21, Malachi Sherwin, busts off a big one. Now, I was actually about to bring up the point that we really didn't see a lot of explosive plays from the Bears, and then they go and do something like that, about a 20-yard gain right there. But I think that is maybe part of the game that was missing for them last year was the ability to just grind it out. Now, they're not a ground and pound type of team. I mean, they're going to spread you out. They're going to, we saw in the last drive, they're going to throw the ball around a little bit. But they're holding on to the ball, and they've got possession, 15 first downs as opposed to 7 for BB. And the only reason BB had the advantage they had was, they had a couple of big plays there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and really, when you have the ball in this kind of offense, even when we ran it when I was in high school, you don't have a lot of big plays. You got to be able to get 6 or 7 on first down, 6 or 7 on second down, and just keep keep moving down the field in these medium chunk plays until you do break off a big play.
About a 5-yard gain there for the Bears on first down. Handoff up the middle. Good for about a 3 or 4 spots, so that'll bring up 3rd and short. Playbook's wide open for the Bears at this point. They can go with the short pass. They can go with the run. We'll see what they do. Hitting with a little pace right now. As they go single back in the backfield. Tyler Hampton looking like he was trying to rush things, but he'll look to the sideline now to get the official play in. The exchange of hand signals has been made. Hampton barking out to his offensive line what they're going to do, and that's going to get a first down. With the quick snap, Hampton drops back. He's going to take it himself, and looks like he's going to be spotted just short. Great tackling there by the Badgers. You got to tip your cap. Well, maybe it was just enough. I thought they were going to mark him just shy. I stand corrected. And all of the props I was about to give to BB, I now withdraw.
If I'm allowed to say it,
go for it here.
He was short of the first down there, but
no, I'm not gonna lie. I thought he was well short too. In fact, even the spot here is a little questionable. But hey, it's favorable for us. So we live and we die. We get that 16th first down of the game. That's number 4 in motion. Handoff up the middle there. Not sure who that was on the carry. I believe it was Brian Buchanan. Yeah, that was number 15, Brian Buchanan on the run. Big gain there. So starting to see a little chunk play, as you alluded to, Chris, here early on in the second half.
It looks like Sylvan Hills came out with a game plan, and they're executing so far.
Another handoff up the middle there. Good for about a 5 spot.
And these kind of plays, you run 6 or 7 of them, and it doesn't feel – you feel like you're doing a good job as a defense, but 6 or 7 plays like this of 6 or 7 yards, and suddenly you've moved the ball 40, 50 yards down the field, and it doesn't even feel like it.
Much different than the old school Cabot, where it was the embodiment of 3 yards in a cloud of dust, but 7 yards in a cloud of dust is quite different.
Yeah.
Bears lining up, single back, 2 to the right, 1 going in motion there. That's Colin Billings. Handoff up the middle, though. A couple yards on that one. Looks to be about a 2 or 3 yard gain, so that'll bring up another 3rd and short for the Bears.
Yeah.
Badgers swarming on that one. Yeah, so 3rd and 3 at the 33 in the 3rd quarter. So we'll see what the Bears do. Again, 3rd and manageable. You like to have some options here. You're not necessarily backwalled into one play or another. High snap there to Hampton. A little dipsy-do there by Buchanan, and he has enough for the first down. So he didn't necessarily dance in the backfield, but he danced around enough to score a first down for the Bears. And if you're a Bear fan, you got to like what you see right now. Ball is moving down the field. And again, I know last year that was a struggle at times, but the consistency here early on against what is supposed to be a fairly decent BB team. Bad snap as soon as I say that.
That's you can't have that happen. You got a great drive going. You can't have that happen.
Well, that certainly changes things now as it's 2nd and a mile for the Bears. Not much you can really do there. And those are those moments there where you just got to kind of throw your hands up and you chalk it up, and you got to hope you get a lot here. It'd be one thing if this was 1st and 22, but 2nd and 22 certainly hamstrings you just a little bit. Hampton dropping back, looking right. He's running almost threw it right to the Badger defender. Looked like maybe he rethought making that pass there just at the last second, as number 40, Steven Sullivan, almost coming up with the pick. Looked like he was a little stunned that, oh man, he threw the ball right to me. So 3rd and long now for the Bears. You got to think they'll maybe just go for it here.
I would.
Because really, what's the difference between 22 yards and, hey, an extra, 20 on top of that?
Yeah, I'd either go for it or I'd give the kicker a chance to see what kind of leg he's got.
High snap there.
False start.
False start there for the Bears, so that'll cost them another 5. So 3rd and 27 now, and what looked to be a very promising opening drive here to the second half has now fallen off the tracks. So again, at this point, you got to just think, man, 4 verticals to borrow a NCAA 25 term.
I mean, you either run your best, whatever your bread and butter play is in the playbook, you either run that here and get as many yards as you can, or you do go all verts and try and get the first down here.
So Hampton steps up in the pocket. He's rolling right, directing traffic. Had a man for just a second. Maybe should have thrown it just a hair sooner. But BB with the defended pass. And that'll bring up 4th down. So I'd have to imagine that the Bears will declare punt.
Yeah.
Maybe put them down. I think if I remember right, they're doing 40 yards, maybe 30 for their punts. So we'll see where the ball gets spotted here. Clock is rolling, 4.5 minutes left. And if you're just joining us, we certainly welcome you along for the ride. Bears leading 20-17 over the BB Badgers here on benefit night. And it does look like BB will be right about the 10-yard line. And that is where they will start. Excuse me, the 9-yard line, so inside the 10. So you figure the way this will work is, you figure you have the starters in for the first drive just to get them used to coming back out for the second half. And then I imagine we'll start to see some 2s and 3s getting into this as that pass is out to number 24, Noah Grant.
Yeah. And
slight gain there.
Sylvan Hills may have a lot of their maybe 1A/2 guys in there right now, seeing a lot of new faces on defense.
Seeing a couple out there, but out there on the edges you see, Josiah Rainey still out there, Jablanowski in there at linebacker. Heck of a play there by the Bears as the Badgers try to go up the middle, but nothing doing. Madden Harbin there on the carry, the junior. So brings up 3rd and we'll call that about 3. See if the Bears can come up with a stop here. Clock rolling, 2:50 left here in the third quarter, and we've got a flag on the play. And it appears we have a false start on the Badgers. So it'll back them up 5, bring it up 3rd and 8 now. So a little more favorable there for the Bears defense. We'll see if they can follow through on it here. As Harbin takes the snap, pumps fakes. He's got under a little duress there. He just launches it to the sideline where it falls incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th down. So the Bears defense stands tall on their first drive here of the second half. So BB will declare punt. And being at about the 11-yard line, I do want to say that'll probably put them around the 40.
Yeah, you get a great job by the defense there. Now you get your offense some pretty good field possession to come out. You had your drive sputter there on the last time. Now you get to come out positive field possession.
Let's see where they're going to mark them at here. Looks to be about the 46, maybe. Our guys will just kind of place the ball. We can figure this thing out here.
You're almost going to be exactly where your last drive was. So with it being a scrimmage, you can almost say, hey, okay, last drive, we're restarting now.
Yep, so your skill guys still look the same.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe a fourth quarter mass substitution is what we'll see. But for the time being, pistol formation for the Bears. And
good run.
Great run there. Jeremiah carrying some Badgers with him. And we've got an injured Bear on the turf. Not sure who that is. I believe that's Christian Jackson, number 68, one of the O linemen. Not sure what might be bugging him. We hope it's not too serious. You hate to see anybody go down for anyone, especially for a benefit game. We did see one Badger go down in the 9th grade game that was before this. Hoping it's not too serious. And it looks like we'll have a new center. That's 66, Landon Toney over there, snapping a few off.
And I will say that was one of I came in as a backup center my junior year, and that was probably one of the most nervous things I've ever done in my life. Because not only are you a backup offensive lineman, you're the backup center, but it's also one of the best positions to come at because, you start with the football, so any nervousness, you get out the way really quick.
Real quick. Well, Jackson popped up, walking off the field on his own power, so that's a encouraging sign. His night might be done. No use risking further injury potentially. Bears take over 1st and 10 at the 35 of the Badgers. Little high snap there, nothing that Hampton can't handle. And the Bears grind it out for about a 2-yard gain. Again, that's Jeremiah Carey on the carry. Under a minute now here in the 3rd quarter. Bears still lead 20-17. Jay Berg, Chris Goodman here with you on the Sylvan Hills Sports Network. Bears lining up for 2nd down. 2 to the right, pistol formation. And the handoff. That is a different running back. That's Gavin Rollins now. The Beast, as they call him.
Yeah, it looks like Sylvan Hills is pretty content on running the ball, getting out of this quarter. It's a running clock this half, I believe. So,
yeah,
the ball
so
and getting to that 4th quarter, and that's when we may, like you said, see the substitutions come in and see who wants to move up in the depth chart. You got the starters out there. Now's the time for the rest of the roster to come out and make their impact.
Absolutely. So that'll take us to the end of the 3rd quarter. Bears still leading. They do have possession. 3rd and 11 when we come back for the 4th quarter. But again, they lead 20-17 over the BB Badgers. And again, perfect night for ball here at Bill Blackwood Field, Sylvan Hills Stadium. Jay Berg, Chris Goodman here with you on the Sylvan Hills Sports Network. Do just want to shout out one of our big sponsors, Arkansas Field Services. So for anything field and turf related, give the boys over there at Arkansas Field Services a call. They will definitely hook you up. Good people. Jeremy Rice, one of the big dogs over there, a fellow Sylvan Hills alum. So we certainly do appreciate them. And for anybody looking to be a sponsor with us here on the Sylvan Hills Sports Network, do reach out to us. But also do know that the district does pay the cost for the production services here. So the athletic departments don't incur any fees or anything like that. In fact, we share 60% of all ad revenue back to the district, and that actually goes for all of our networks. So it is Sylvan Hills, Maumelle, Robinson, and I'm missing one here.
Is that Parkview?
No, not Parkview. Mills, yeah. How could I forget the Comets? But yes, all proceeds after we kind of pay the bills goes back directly to all of the athletic departments. So help us help you, and we can get this party started here. A penalty to get the party started here in the 4th quarter for the Bears. So 3rd and appears to be about 16. Tyler Hampton still in for the Bears. The Beast, as they call him, goes in motion. Hampton drops back. He's rolling to his right. Lets one fly. That's number 8, Brady Hester, who comes down with the catch. A little bit of a yak there. Not quite enough for a first down. As he, what is that, about 7 to go? A long 6, a short 7, as they say.
That was a good job, just getting the catch, making a move, and getting upfield. Nothing too fancy, nothing too fancy of a play, but didn't get the first down. But it was a good job getting forward, getting yards.
Absolutely. Bears going for it here on 4th down. Why not at this point? Rollins motioning out, and we have another just bad snap. Oh, Lord. Not sure what Hampton was thinking there. Just kind of jumped over the ball, looking like he didn't want to take the hit, which you got to think that part was a little smart. But then BB looked a little surprised that the ball was there. Easy scoop and score opportunity there for them, but it falls by the wayside, and that drive falls by the wayside for the Bears. As it went backwards in a hurry there, BB will take over in Bear territory at the 49-yard line. 10.5 minutes to go here. Bears leading 20-17 still.
Yeah, and that can happen when you have a backup center coming in. My first snap when I came in was just like that, so I know the pain.
BB dropping back to pass. Great reception there. Wonderful pass there. DeMarco Moore on the catch. Mason Harbin, though, what an absolute bullet. Grip it and rip it, as they say.
Yeah, there was a couple of plays last year when Robinson was at BB that BB made just like that. That was a really good play.
Harbin, nobody in the backfield. You have to think maybe Sylvan Hills put a little pressure on, but Harbin gets the pass off, but much to his chagrin, dropped by Jackson Edwards. That'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Badgers. Badgers at the 29-yard line of the Bears, 20-17. Bears lead, 9:30 left to go. Clock is running as BB sets up for 2nd down. One in the backfield there. You had to think maybe some pressure coming. Rolls right. Harbin throws. Not sure who made the catch there, but he was met immediately by number 5, Kai Griffin. Looks to be about a gain of, we'll call that 4. That was Jackson Edwards on the reception. We'll call it 3rd and 6 now. Bears defense needs to buckle down here. You got to watch for the run, too. You don't want to get caught in the trap of pass, and then boom, you hit with a run. Almost got caught by the cadence there. Bears show enough discipline to not cross the line. Harbin drops back. He's under a little pressure. Ball floats. Oh, and in and out of the hands of his receiver. That's number 10, Caleb Hawk.
Yeah, BB not afraid to come out and in the throwing the ball, I want to say a little bit more than they did in the first half.
Yeah, a little concerning there for the Bears. Couple wide open guys there. Luckily for them, they fall to the turf. They'll bring up 4th and 6 here.
Well, all the great football teams have a little bit of luck on their side. So
yeah. Harbin rolling left. He's got some guys. Lobs one up. Great throw. And that one is complete to Jackson Edwards, so he makes up for it. Takes it down to about the 4-yard line. 7.5 minutes to go. Badgers are threatening. Somebody getting wound up next door to us. Harbin there. And we've got a stoppage. Initial call is offsides. That is the call. So Bears getting a little antsy there. Spot him a couple of yards. It'll be half the distance. And, yeah, it looks like about the 2-yard line. Go ahead, Chris.
This is one of those spots where as a defense you can't get caught back on your heels so much. You got to kind of regroup and make a play.
And you got to do it real fast. Going in motion. Fakes the handoff, and he punches it in. Well, maybe he did not punt. No, stopped just short. Harbin couldn't quite get across the line. I thought he had the momentum. But it looks like that was number 11, Zayden Woodard.
I think Woodard did a good job of getting in there, and he wrapped him up and wouldn't let him go any farther forward until the rest of the Bear defense got there to make the tackle.
Absolutely. Woodard looking a little shaken up. We'll see if that affects him or if they take him out. But 2nd and goal from the 1. Badgers in the offset formation here. Harbin in the backfield. Bears D-line shifts. And timeout Badgers. Didn't like what they saw on the shift, it appears. They did have a man going in motion at the time. But all of that now is moot because they call timeout.
Yeah, that may be one of those setup plays where you just see how the defense is going to react, call a timeout.
Well, you can't take them with you, I guess, why not? And if you're in a big spot here for the Badgers, you got to be thinking, we got to take advantage of this.
Yeah, and like I said, you call the timeout there to maybe see how the defense was going to react. Get in there. See if you can make a stop here really for the Bears defense, just the same as the offense when we were on the goal line. You see what kind of defense you have here. You may, I'm not seeing as many starters out there right now, but this is a perfect chance for the starters, or even if you're the 1A / second string guy, third string guy, if you're the punter playing D tackle out there, this is your opportunity to say, hey, coach, I can do this.
Wouldn't that be something, though? All right, we're back in action. BB sending a man in motion. Harbin takes it up the middle. Found just enough daylight, and he punches it in for the score. So bummer for the Bears there as the Badgers retake the lead here with 6 minutes left. Clock is rolling. BB now leads 23-20, pending the extra point. Snap is down, kick up, and it is true. So with just under 6 minutes left here in the contest, the Badgers take a 24-20 lead.
So I say right here for the Bears, this is where you put last year to rest. This one drive, maybe a scrimmage, practice, whatever you want to call it. This drive right here, you come out and you say last year was last year. This is how we set the tone for this year. Come out, have a game-winning drive. Clock's running. It's not going to stop. You got 5:20 left. This is where Hampton makes his mark, and the offense can start a new tread forward this year.
I do see Christian Jackson back out there again, so encouraging signs. Hampton rolling out to his right. Lets one fly. He's got a man. Oh! Kind of floated on him there. BB had the pick there. That would have probably iced this one. Jackson Edwards looked a little surprised that it fell to him there. Maybe got a little overzealous.
Yeah, it was like the ball almost died while it was in the air. It just kind of stopped and fell. He had him, though. 12 was open.
Oh. Hampton drops back once again. Gets the pass off this time. His wide receiver met immediately. I believe that is number 10, Carson Fuller. Or I'm sorry, that is 81. That is Lacoby Brent. It's a long way across the field here, gang. So bear with us here. Bears go empty backfield. Third down. They've got to convert here. Hampton drops back. He's got time. Rolling left. Looks like he was winding up big for that one. Off the hands of his receiver. And that'll bring up fourth down.
Yeah, now here you don't have to score a touchdown. Just get a first down.
So we'll see if the Bears can extend their drive here. It is something we mentioned earlier in the game that they have been pretty good at in this game so far, but can you do it when maybe you're a little tenser? Empty backfield. Hampton clapping for the ball, looks to the sideline now. He's got 3 to his right, 2 to his left. Gets the snap. And that ball is caught.
Yeah.
And it is just enough for the first down. So Bears drive is alive. Barely.
Yeah, I was concerned on that one, but they get the first down and can keep the drive going this last 3 minutes.
Ran that one right to the sticks and turn around. 3 minutes left in this one. Bears down 24-20. Jay Burke, Chris Goodman here with you. Hampton drops back, looking for a man. He's got time. He's running. He lets one fly, finds a man, and that is number 9, Ryan Parham, enough for a first down. I believe that's about an 11-yard gain on that one.
Yeah, that was a good pass right there. Great accurate pass there by Hampton. Now the BBDBs are playing off, so you don't have to take a deep shot. Take what they're giving you, get out of bounds. Well, the clock's not going to stop, so it doesn't matter if you get out of bounds. But
well, you still like to get out of bounds, though. A little bit of a high snap. Hampton lets it fly, threads the needle. Great pass there. Lacoby Brent once again. We are in full turbo mode here. A bit of a scramble here now for the Bears. Plenty of time, though, if you're Sylvan Hills. 2 minutes left now. Empty backfield. Hampton takes the snap. He looks left, goes right, running right, looking downfield. He lets it fly. A little dangerous, but it was out of bounds.
Yeah, I'm going to say that was a great throwaway pass there. The offensive line doing a great job, giving them protection and not holding.
Yeah, especially with all the motion. A lot of times if QBs get out of the pocket or they're trying to extend a play, those are those times you see those holding penalties. But as you said, the Bears have been pretty masterful at that. Bears take a timeout here. That'll stop the clock at 1:40. 24-20, Bears driving. They are now on the BB half of the field. They're down to the 49-yard line. 2nd and 10 when we crank things back up here. But I think overall you have to be encouraged tonight with this. Win or lose, Bears have shown a lot of positives. A couple things, obviously, to clean up, but when you look at this game in totality, I'm encouraged.
Yep. Yeah, I definitely love what I'm seeing out here. I like Hampton at quarterback. I like Malachi at running back. They've got a couple of good receivers. The defense looks pretty sound. They've given up a couple of big plays, but you clean that up. The defense looks great to me. I think year 2 is going to be really good for Coach Houle, and I'm excited to see what happens here. You know, like you said, win or lose, this game is really encouraging. And the best part about it is it's a scrimmage, so it doesn't count on the win-loss record. You get film to move forward to week 0. And you have in-game things that you can fix and work on now.
Absolutely. Hampton takes the pass. He looks left. Under some duress there. That's Harbin. Oh, not what you want to see there. As the QB gets the QB.
Yeah, it's one of those commentator jinxes there. Complimented the O-line, and then I think that's if that.
I think we've done that about 3 times tonight now.
Yeah, but I will say that's either the first sack or it's the 2nd or 3rd that they've given up tonight, which is I'd say pretty good. I mean, I'd say that's pretty good for a high school offensive line. As many times as they've drawn back to throw the ball.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's and it time's running out. It's towards the end of the game. To give up a sack hurts, but now as an offensive line, you know where they're coming with the pressure. You've seen most of their blitzes this game. You can clean that up this last 125 for this drive, go down here and score, win the game.
So a 3rd and long, you like to make this at least 4th and manageable at this point. We'll see what Coach Houle's got up his sleeve here. It does look like, only rushing 3, and the pressure is getting to him, and I don't know if that was a horse collar or not.
Yeah,
it did look like a horse collar tackle.
100% a horse collar. 100% a horse collar. You can't grab a guy like that for the tackle, but they didn't call it, so you move forward.
Well, that's unfortunate, especially with 3-man pressure, and they just happened to get to him. We saw coming from the left side there that Harbin kind of created that, causing him to step up into the pocket, and unfortunately stepped up right in to, I believe, big 77 there for BB. Eli Osborne. That guy's a big fella there.
Yeah, back-to-back sacks here when you're trying to get a game-winning drive going. It's not what you want, but now's when the luck and the magic happens.
We saw it.
So 4th down now here for the Bears. Roughly a bus ride to get to a first down. $1.06 left. Drops back once more. running. He just lets it fly, and it's just fair game. Hail Mary. Looked like a bit of a pass interference call.
Dude, okay, come on, man.
That's call there.
Back-to-back plays.
I'm not sure.
I'm just going to laugh.
I mean, I get it's a scrimmage, but, man, you'd like to see the game called the way it ought to be called, and that's about as blatant as a pass interference as you can get, intentional or not intentional. Bumped well before the ball there. You miss a horse collar, and, you know, it is what it is. So the Bears are going to take a loss here tonight in their benefit game. 24-20 is your final here, as the clock will just now run out, and it's just a formality at this point. But again, despite the wild ending, maybe a little questionable there. Like I said, refs were talking earlier about where we're going to meet up after this one. And there it is now, officially official. So a 24-20 loss there for the Bears. But as you've mentioned several times, Chris, this one doesn't count.
Yep. Yeah, this one doesn't count, and you got a lot that you can, a lot on film and a lot in a game this year that you can work on. Players that you have this year, plays you run this year, you have a lot of it implemented in a game. You can use it, work on it, and get ready to face Coach Maupin and the Maumelle Hornets in week 0 next week.
Absolutely here. So, again, a lot of good things on film. You see some things that you probably need to clean up a little bit. I know even for the coaches, it's a pregame or a preseason game for them as well. As we've mentioned a couple times here, you just want to try to find your flow, maybe just get some situational things thrown at you. I doubt that they've practiced the 2-minute drill necessarily in that fashion where you give up a sack and, hey, we've got to make something happen. But again, some things to clean up. But again, as Bear fans, you got to be incredibly encouraged about what you've seen. It will be interesting to see what it looks like next week against the Maumelle Hornets. Maumelle, a very good team, usually loaded with talent, usually has a lot of speed. I haven't seen much of what they offer this year, but if it's anything like we've known them to be in the past, it'll probably be more of the same, physical and fast.
Yep. Yeah, I expect Maumelle to be a good team. Coach Maupin over there is doing a great job. But I think Coach Hool's doing a great job over here at Sylvan Hills, and he's got them trending in the right direction. It may be a loss today, but, you know, as somebody who works in football, you can see when a team is trending in the right direction. You may just lose a game, but trending in a right direction versus trending in a wrong direction and losing looks totally different. And today they look like a really coached team. You got to have some luck, and you got to have some calls go your way. The ball, you know, doesn't. It's a oddly shaped football. It doesn't bounce right up and down. You got to have it bounce your way. You got to have some calls go your way. You got to have some luck. Sometimes the other team has all that happen for them, and they win the football game. So I think today was a telling sign of how good this football team can be.
Absolutely. So again, the takeaway here, very encouraging from what we saw here, because again, you get to go against somebody else for a change instead of beating up on your own guys. So again, a 24-20 loss for the Bears tonight, albeit in their benefit game. So in terms of the wins and losses, doesn't mean much of anything. But starting next week, it certainly will, as it is week 0. Well, that'll do it for us here tonight out at Bill Blackwood Field here at Sylvan Hills Stadium. Again, the Bears fall to the BB Badgers in their benefit game 24-20, but again, very, very encouraging. We will see you guys next week. Again, make sure you share, you like, subscribe, all that fun stuff that you do on the YouTubes and the Facebooks and all the other social medias. Make sure you tell your friends. Make sure you get all the other alumni from out here. And even if you're not an alum, please join us for the ride here. For Chris Goodman, I'm Jay Burr signing off. We will see you next week for week 0 as we begin the 2024 football season for the Sylvan Hills Bears as they are set to take on the Maumelle Hornets. Good night.
We on the hills, man. It's dose. Hey, let's go.